Mr. Smith, some of your Republican colleagues, counterparts across the country, are talking about federal budget cuts, including school lunch programs and cutting food inspectors out to cut this deficit that's been criticized so much. Would you vote to cut those kinds of things?
Vernon, I want to check every department, every policy that the federal government has. The federal government, we have allowed to grow so big, so suffocating. It touches every one of us now.
What would
especially,
you cut, Senator? Tell me specifically what you want to cut right now, what you see. You've been studying this.
What I want to cut, I want to look at every department. But why is the Department of Commerce so huge? But one that I would love to, I want to look at all of them because, I mean, I don't think anybody, even Senator Bob Casey, believes that there's not waste and duplication in there. It's there.
All
right, Department of Energy.
School lunch programs and food inspectors. Are they on the table?
Everything should be looked at. But where can we save the most is where, when starting in business, I always start where the biggest problem is. And it's in all departments.
Defense?
Defense, my question in defense is, and the sequestration I would have never gone along with, I felt that Congress just was not doing their job by forming a committee. But when defense cuts, yes, look at it. But my question is not how much can we cut from defense. I want to know how much we need to defend this country. But let's talk about another department, Department of Energy. Started in the Carter administration in the 70s to get us, its main purpose was to get us off of foreign oil. Here we are, billions upon billions of dollars later, and we are no closer than when we started. Last year alone, the Department of Energy spent over $90 billion on green energy boondoggles. Stop and think. If you have a department that was designed to get us off of foreign oil, and decades later it has not done its job, and would you believe that there's been over $1 trillion spent by the Department of Energy since it was started? But we got to look at all of those, all of the above.
Mr. Casey?
Vernon, just a quick rebuttal on some of the earlier points, and I'll answer your question. Number one is when Tom Smith was asked about a cut in the payroll tax for middle-income families across the country, he called it a gimmick. It wasn't a gimmick. It created a lot of jobs and moved the economy forward. Secondly, the budget proposal that Vice Presidential candidate Ryan set forth over the course of 2 different years, in there you see tax implications for the whole country. When the Washington Post analyzed the tax proposals in the Ryan budget, they said middle-class taxes would go up. So if you want a middle-class tax increase, I think Tom Smith is your candidate. On the question of school lunches and food inspections, I voted already for a lot of cuts. When we went through the debate in the summer of 2011, we cut over $900 billion over the next 10 years out of the federal budget. Did I agree with every one of those? No. But we should not be cutting programs like school lunches for kids so they can learn more and earn more later. And we also shouldn't be taking a risk with the health of Americans by cutting back on food inspections. But unfortunately, I have votes that I can point to, and people will judge me by that. But unfortunately, Tom Smith supports a radical budget that will increase middle-class taxes, end Medicare as we know it, turn it into a voucher program, and be devastating for folks who are vulnerable in a still tough economy.